One spark is all we need.
For what?
Big Bang 2.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
Now we're watching and discussing every episode of the revived series. And quite frankly, it's about time. Hello.
Spoilers.
Hello.
Spoilers.
What spoilers?
Say hello.
Oh. Hello, sweetie.
Didn't you say sorry, sweetie?
I'm sorry, my love.
That's you.
I say my love. I call you my love.
You nearly called your dad.
I nearly called my dad it. Yeah, he made me lunch yesterday, and I said, thank you, my father.
Because whenever I make tea and I give it to Stephen, he says, thank you.
My love.
My love.
Yeah, you basically live with River Song. Thank you, my love.
I love River Song.
I know.
This is the River Song Appreciation Podcast.
Good.
Because she is very good actress. And
Yeah.
I can understand why she's not in it all the time, because you don't want to spoil us too much. Because the rest of the episode's shit without her.
Well, it's partly because she's quite expensive, I think, yeah.
Yeah. But she's very, very good. And I think the BBC should do a spin-off.
Well, if you like River Song, then you should like Series 6, because she's in it a lot. It's her series.
Oh.
But we'll come on to that. Anywho, how are we?
Yeah.
It's been a very expensive time for us.
Oh my God, Stephen's car failed its MOT.
Yes, it did.
Thank the Lord that Stephen's dad knows about cars.
Yes.
And among other things.
Yes.
He helped out Stephen a lot.
Yes.
So this podcast is dedicated to family.
It is. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
But yeah, cars are such a ball ache and very expensive, but they are so useful.
Yes.
So
They are.
that's life at the moment.
That is life.
My back is killing me. I'm turning into an old man.
Yeah.
Any ailments ailing you at the moment?
I had a thing on my thumb.
Oh yeah.
And don't tell Stephen this, but what he told me to do has helped it a lot.
What did I tell you to do?
I never grew up with Germaline.
Well, for my mum, and she got this from her nan, any little injury or anything, Germaline and a plaster. It works miracles. Cut your head off, Germaline and a plaster.
It'll grow back tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's a bit like, if you've seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I haven't.
It's very good. The dad, anything, he puts Windowline
Yeah.
on it, and
To
it goes.
clean it. Oh, right. Anywho.
You know Gone with the Wind?
Vaguely. I know of it.
It's a 1,000-page book.
Oh.
And I was like, I want to read some more classics this year.
Who's it by?
Margaret Mitchell.
I knew it was Margaret somebody. I was going to say Margaret Atwood, but she's still alive, yeah.
Yeah, Margaret Mitchell. I would like to read Handmaid's Tale.
That's Margaret Atwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to read more outside of my comfort zone, but also read my comfort zone. If you did not know my comfort zones...
Fantasy.
Romance.
Historical.
Not just romance. Historical romance.
Oh.
Has to be historical romance. Cannot be just romance. That's boring. And then urban fantasy sometimes. But I should write. I should just become the pseudonym that I came up with many, many moons ago for my writing of romance.
What was it? I've forgotten.
Millie Monsoon.
Oh my God.
Very romanticy. Very romance.
Yeah, it's like Jilly Cooper kind of vibe.
Yeah, of course. That's what the whole point was for.
Oh, have you read the latest Millie Monsoon? Oh, it's a right bodice ripper.
When I first started trying to write erotic and all that.
Oh my God.
What?
I didn't know you had written erotic.
I haven't written that much, but I was trying to... When I was left uni, I had a period where I had no job for a year. And I was writing a lot, drawing a lot, blah, blah, blah. And I could distinctly remember one of the opening lines where there's this man and this woman having sex in the opening scene. Why in the world, I do not know. But it was he ripped her blouse and the buttons popped everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, thinking about that makes me cringe.
Were her breasts heaving with emotion?
Mounds of pure joy.
Moving swiftly on.
But the thing is, that's funny. It's funny though, isn't it? Because I don't actually like reading sex in books.
No.
I find it very awkward.
I don't know why you wanted to write that.
Yeah. Stephen's finished Wicked.
I have finally finished Wicked.
After 2 months?
Yeah, I started it before the movie came out, so yeah.
Nearly 3 months?
Yeah, a long time. It's a long book, and my attention span is a bit short at the moment.
Your attention span for books is you just read very short snippets.
I read short snippets at night before bed, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm too tired to read.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to read it.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. I would if it's your sort of thing, but I don't think you would enjoy it.
I think for you love Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, and I was just very curious to see how it
was laced in.
How it related, yeah. And I've seen that now. And actually, as a fan of the original book, and I know it extremely well, having done an audiobook of it and all sorts. Yeah. It was nice to see in the tail end of the book how some real details from that original book were.
Do you think he's a fan of it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. He'd have to be.
Ding dong, the witch is dead, the wicked witch.
Anywho, shall we move on to Doctor Who?
What is the title of this episode?
It's called The Big Bang.
The Big Bang.
The Big Bang.
Big Bang 2.
Overall thumbs up or thumbs down?
It's meh.
Somewhere in the middle.
It's not my favourite climax of a story. It's not my favourite end to a series.
Okay.
There were some good points.
But
there were some not so good points.
You didn't despise it?
No, I felt like the music just made it feel like a comedy.
Oh, really?
It just felt like a rom-com type of music.
Okay. Which bits are you thinking about?
Most of it.
Okay, I don't want to go into any of these scenes yet because we'll talk about them as we get to them, but thinking about music, the music building up to the wedding at the end was quite rom-com-y, which I get. The bits when Amelia was going into the museum at the beginning, that's quite comical.
Yeah.
But other bits, there were very dramatic bits and very emotional bits, and I was going to say I think Murray excelled himself in this story. This two-parter. There's some really great music.
Really?
Yeah. The Pandorica has this theme that's like...
No one wants your nyanyas. Ugh.
Anywho.
No. I felt like it was very anticlimactic.
As a finale, you felt it was anticlimactic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that completely.
It's got no real payoff, really. This should have ended with the Doctor not being remembered.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. And then the Christmas special should have started with Amy, in deep, psychiatrism. Maybe in a home or something, I don't know.
Oh.
And be she is, going off and, she can't, she's this person is real. And then she wakes up one night, she's like, he's real.
Yeah, that could have been interesting. I don't think they would have done that because the Christmas specials tend to be watched by more people because it was on Christmas Day. So people who hadn't necessarily watched the series, so they want to make it start off sort of from a normal place.
But the thing is, what was it? She was in the obelisk.
Oh, that's nothing to do with the Christmas special. That's just an ending to the series. They're going off on some madcap adventure.
Then I'm going to put my middle finger up to this episode.
However, the Orient Express in space, and there being something on it, does get used at a later date for Capaldi. But yeah, no, that's not what the Christmas special is. So, right, what's your favourite thing about this episode? River?
Rory.
Oh, Rory!
I love Rory's hair in this episode.
Is Rory's hair your favourite thing about this episode?
I love River.
Yeah.
I think she's amazing in everything. Every episode she's been in, I think I've really enjoyed. But Rory is just Arthur Darvill is very good at playing this golden retriever type boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he is absolutely besotted with her. And he made me think oh my God, did they start a relationship after this?
You said that to me. You said, do they get together in real life? I said, no. I said, it's called acting.
Yeah.
Because you said it was very convincing. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And then the way he was I'm waiting.
Yeah. It's lovely.
And he's a chunk of plastic.
It's so romantic.
And it's and he protected her. He protected her from the Blitz. He pulled her from the fire. He could have melted into a block.
Yeah.
I did think, towards the middle of it, I was like, oh my God. She's going to, when they kissed, I was like, oh my God.
What?
Oh my God. she's going to be pushing out baby born soon.
You s-
She's going to be like, oh my God, look, you have this magic bottle that goes empty when I feed you. Oh my word, you've gone for a pee.
So baby borns,
You've gone for a shit.
for God's sake, they were a plastic doll, weren't they? But
They were a
like,
plastic doll
Yeah.
back in the 90s, 90s, early 2000s. They're probably still about. But I distinctly remember it. Remember playing with my friends. There was a big group of us, and we were playing, and 3 of the girls we were playing mums and dads, as you do,
Yeah.
and 3 of the girls had baby borns.
Yeah.
And they all, well, I was like, whoa, this is weird.
It is weird.
Because you fill the bottle up with water,
And then it comes out as pee.
and it'll come out as pee and shit.
Oh my God, that's so weird.
It is very weird. And I'm like, but she's going to be like fucking pushing out baby borns.
So you think she's going to get pregnant and be a plastic baby?
Yeah.
Mama.
It'll be like, I am a baby.
Okay.
Mama, I just shit myself.
Well.
Mama, I need a pee.
Okay. Well, thankfully that's all been undone now and Rory is no longer plastic.
Rory is a humanoid.
Yeah. But no, him waiting for 2,000 years. Best part of 2,000 years.
And she did.
But she was unconscious. She was frozen in stasis.
So do you think that...
So she didn't feel it.
She didn't wake up until the door opened?
She didn't wake up until she was restored by little Amelia's DNA.
Oh.
That's why he said so the box is the prison. It doesn't even let you die to escape it. It will force you to stay alive. And she was like 1% alive. So it froze her on 1% for 2,000 years. And it was going to fully restore her when it got a scan of her living DNA from the little Amelia in 2,000 years' time.
Oh.
Very clever, I think.
Oh.
And I fucking love that opening because you see little Amelia going through the museum and waiting for the Pandorica and everything. And you, all this time, on your first watch, you're obviously thinking the doctor's in there because that's where he was at the end of the last episode. And then it opens up and it's Amy. And she's like, okay, kid, this is where it gets complicated.
And she's like, I'm Scottish.
Yeah.
I will be honest, her dad is not what I pictured her dad to be like.
I don't like her parents' casting.
No, I just feel like they are 2 random actors.
Yeah, they're not very
that they
good.
just pulled off the street.
They're not very good.
No, and I feel like, who got the Danny DeVito knockoff? Sorry man, I don't know who you are.
I just, the mum annoys me particularly when she comes in, she's like, well, of course I'm your mum, and this is your breakfast, which your father made, so feel free to tip it out of the window if it's an atrocity. And then the bit that annoys me the most is at the wedding when she starts talking about the doctor.
She's rude.
She rolls her eyes and she's like, oh, the psychiatrists we sent her to. You don't talk about your daughter like that in front of all her friends and family.
Well, she does.
That's disgusting.
Some people do.
If that actually happened, maybe she is having a mental health crisis and a breakdown and whatever, and a relapse. You don't then roll your eyes and say to the rest of the family, ugh, the psychiatrist we sent her to, as if she's a lost cause. I think that's disgusting.
Well,
anyway.
I didn't like her dress.
What, Amy? Oh, you never like people's wedding dresses.
No.
Every single wedding dress on TV or film, you go, ugh, what an ugly dress.
No. My favourite type of wedding dresses are, I will say, I think most women look amazing in a mermaid tail or a fish tail.
Okay.
But that has to be done well. It has to be done to perfection.
Would I look amazing in a mermaid tail?
Yeah, everyone does. And it's just this straight up and down. It's just meh.
Well,
it's very early 2000, late 2000s.
Well, there you go. This was 2010.
Mid 2000s, and I'm like,
it was off the time.
Yeah, it's just meh.
Okay. So fire Amy's wedding dress designer.
They didn't get a designer for it. What are you on about?
No, I mean in real life, in the.
They went down to Debenhams, babes. They went down to Debenhams. They had a £50 budget, and they said that dress is in the sale. Let's get it.
Are you talking about the Doctor Who production team? Or are you talking about Amy in real life in the program in the
production
show?
Team.
Yeah, Amy in the show. Where did she get her dress from? Some boutique in Ledworth, probably.
No, she probably got it off the back of a lorry. But let's be honest. No, this is when someone pipes up. Actually, it's a doobly special design. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap. It could be a Vera Wang for all I care.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
You will never impress Ben with a dress because,
Wedding dresses, I find, are very, very, very personal.
No, it's any dress. Belle's dress in Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, Belle's dressed in Beauty and the Beast live action.
Yeah.
What a fucking load of shit. I'm sorry. You have a rich, beautiful history of, like, French dresses. And you chose to ignore most of those references. And you chose to do something ultra modern and doesn't really fit with the time.
Did it not reflect the cartoon version?
No.
Did it not?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I'm just asking.
Where was the ruching? Where was the swags? Where was the drapery?
Are these real terms in dressmaking?
Well, I call it swags because it's basically like a curtain where you pin it, pinch it together and you pin it in 2 points and you let it drape. But the thing is, the thing about those is you've got to really get those drape bits good because they could look like shit, like most dresses do.
Okay.
And people would say to me, why don't you start to do your wedding dress designs? I wanted to be a wedding dress designer, babes, and I tried to get into it for years. And did anyone want me? No.
No. So now you just bitterly critique every dress you see on TV.
I like some wedding dresses. I just think, like, this was made.
Well, if we get married, you can pick out my wedding dress.
Okay, I will. Can't be white, though.
So I really like how this episode starts with basically a repeat of the start of the first episode, but this time there's no doctor. So when she's praying for Santa in the original, she goes, or a policeman, and then you hear the TARDIS crash, and she goes to the window. And this one, she goes, or a policeman, and then nothing happens, and she just goes to the window and looks out, and it's just an empty garden, and she just looks sad.
Santa?
Oh, she's praying to Santa at the beginning. Did you not even pick that up on the first episode?
Praying to God?
No, she's praying to Santa. She says, thanks for all the dolls and the pencils and the fish. And she says, it's Easter now, so I hope I didn't wake you. So she's praying to Santa. She thinks he's asleep at Easter.
Oh, God, Amy Pond thinks Santa's cryogenically frozen.
She's a 7-year-old girl.
She was born 1990, 1989.
Yeah.
She's older than us.
Yeah, she is.
Same age as my bro.
Yeah. Love that bit when Amy's trying to work out what year it is, and she's, like, measuring her height, and then she lifts up her hair, and she's like, 1996.
Do you remember in the 90s when the girls that we were surrounded by used to go on holiday and come back with those, like, hairbands which have their name in puffy paint?
I have not got a clue what you're talking about. Puffy paint?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, don't worry.
Hairbands?
Yeah, they used to have their name in, like, paint, and it used to be like, it used to say, like, Annabella, or, well.
Whatever their name was.
Yeah. I remember one saying Charlotte and Rachel.
Right, I'm guessing.
And Tallulah.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Not Tallulah, I just made that up.
Yeah.
But Smidge.
You did not know a girl called Smidge.
I did.
You did not.
I did.
You're making that up.
I did know a girl called Smidge.
You didn't.
I did.
I can tell by your face.
I did. I knew a girl called Smidge. She was so very posh.
One thing that people tend to criticise about this episode, and I'm surprised you haven't mentioned it yet, is the paradoxes, the loops. So the Doctor getting out of the Pandorica. How did he get out of the Pandorica?
Rory?
Because his future self gave the screwdriver to Rory. But how did his future self give the screwdriver to Rory if he never got out of the Pandorica? Yeah, it's a massive paradox. But I think the explanation is that because time is a bit, the universe has shrunk, like it only exists in this tiny little speck now. Everything's a little bit, doesn't really matter. These kind of paradoxes.
And that's how people grow butterfly heads. By not caring about the paradoxes.
Yeah. But I also love the one where Amelia is thirsty and she says to the Doctor, I'm thirsty, can I get a drink? And he goes back in time and grabs her drink from earlier in the day when she was at the museum. Hence why she's thirsty, because she got her drink taken away. And she's only thirsty because she got her drink taken away, and he only takes her drink away because she's thirsty.
Oh. Yeah.
It's cool, it's fun. It's very mad.
I didn't like that bit. I did feel like when I was watching it, I felt like, okay, so this happened, that happened. Then he flashed back, he goes, and I was just like, it felt like he was creating a web of time.
Yeah, I think it's just Stephen Moffat just being playful with it at that point.
Stephen Moffat being Stephen Moffat.
Yeah.
Stephen Moffat trying to think he's funny, but he's not.
I think it's fun to do that kind of thing occasionally. It would get really annoying if it was done all the time. And like you said, I think you said earlier that you found this quite underwhelming as a finale.
Yeah.
And I can understand that because
There's no big bad, really.
Well, no. It's about
just
sorting out the situation that was created by this alliance in the last episode.
Yeah, and like, this is like, oh, that's not the sun. That
You're right,
is
there's no villain really in this episode.
No, there's
just
not.
the stone Dalek that's following them around.
Yeah,
But
and they ruined what they could have done with it.
I love the stone Dalek.
I think there was this close-up, and it would have been really cool if you could have like all that stone crumble away.
And reveal the Dalek inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But it does look cool, the stone Dalek.
Oh, and why did the Doctor not die instantly?
Because it was, its weapons were not fully functional. Remember, it kept having to charge up and stuff. It wasn't.
Well, if it was charged at 100%,
No, but it wasn't at 100%. It was a pale echo of its former self. That's why it didn't die.
A death ray, even at 1%, is still a death ray.
Well, how does it work then? Do you know the science behind how it works?
Yes, it stops your heart.
Okay. How does it stop your heart?
It phases through your body and shoots it.
Okay.
The bullet will always aim for your heart, or go in there.
There's no bullet.
Or a laser bob. And the laser will go in your heart and it will sizzle everything and it will kill you.
Okay. It did still affect him a lot though, like he was very injured from it. We've got to talk about the thing that starts with an F and ends with Ez.
Oh my god.
The Fez.
What a pile of shit.
So apparently when Matt Smith was deciding his costume for the Doctor, he really wanted a hat. And they all said, no, you don't need a hat. Then Stephen Moffat wrote this script and put a fez in it. Or he phoned up. I think he phoned up one of the other producers and said, I'm thinking of putting Matt in a fez. And I remember this other producer said, like, what are you talking about? If you put Matt in a fez, Matt will never take the fez off. Matt will be in the fez forever. So she was like, you can put it in, but you have to destroy the fez in that same episode. So he can never wear it again.
But he says I can buy a fez.
He does say that, yeah. But it is funny when there's so much like serious stuff to talk about, and River's just like, my first question is, what in the name of sanity have you got on your head? And then they shoot it.
Do you know what she says?
What?
She says, you'll soon find out who I am.
She does.
And I'm sorry.
She does.
She's, I do think she is his bounty hunter.
Do you think?
Yeah. I do think she is something to do. She is set out to get him. And then it's like enemies to lovers type of thing.
Well, can you recap everything you know about her so far?
She's a prisoner.
She's a prisoner because...
She's a freedom fighter.
Why was she put in prison?
She's the donut.
No, because she killed a man. She was put in prison because she killed a man, a very good man.
Oh, she killed the Doctor. And then he regens to become... I have a cup of tea in my bag. I have pockets that are like the TARDIS. I can have a banana in one hand. Oh, well, look, I've got a stopwatch in the other.
Is that what you think Peter Capaldi's going to be like? And also in this episode, River had that great scene with the Dalek where she was like going to shoot it and it was screaming for mercy.
Yeah. I've never heard it scream for mercy in my
No,
life.
never heard a Dalek scream for mercy.
It's like, mercy! Mercy!
Yeah.
Mercy!
But yeah, it isn't because...
I'm River Song. Check your record again.
Exactly,
babes.
yeah.
She's a big bad bitch.
She's a badass.
My name is River Song and I'm a big bad bitch. I'll shoot your ass if you get in my way. I'm a big bad bitch. I'm River Song. Get in my way and I'll shoot your thong.
Shoot my thong?
Yeah, because it rhymes with song.
Okay. I think Matt Smith was very good in this episode.
Matt Smith is growing on me.
He was on form, and him and Karen together. You know that last scene before he flew the Pandorica off? And he said that he wanted to talk to her.
Yeah.
And they had that discussion about why she can't remember her parents. I think that was really good. I think they were really good in that scene. And he is very good at being this, showing his age, showing the Doctor's age through, even though he's the youngest Doctor. He becomes this old man in a young man's body, I feel. Especially in that scene where he'd been injured by the Dalek. And there's this moment where he sort of pats her hand, and it's just like an old man sort of patting someone's hand.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. And then, the Doctor's time stream unravels, and he goes back through some of his previous moments, which is really cool. When it went to the bit in Flesh and Stone, and he came up and grabbed her hands and said, "You need to start trusting me."
Yeah.
You went, "Whoa."
I did go, whoa, because I should have saw it coming, because I said, I'm pretty sure I commented on the fact that he had the jacket on.
We definitely discussed it, yeah. And I think I said it was a continuity error.
Because you try to drive me away.
Yeah.
From the thing that I can feel inside my brain.
Yeah. But it's very cool because his performance there is it's in keeping with where he's supposed to be in the Big Bang.
Yeah.
And it's completely not like where he was at the Flesh and Stone time. I mean, I expect his hair's different and everything. Like, it should have been really obvious. But yeah, it was very good.
Do we see the angels again in the next series?
Not in the next series, no.
What?
Not in the next series.
Oh, how boring.
If they came back, you'd say that was boring.
Yeah.
You can't win with you sometimes.
I want to win a competition and develop an alien for them.
Well, be 7 and enter a Blue Peter competition then.
It'd be really cool, like a Bachelor.
A what?
Like a Bachelor episode.
What's a Bachelor episode?
Like The Bachelor.
Oh, like the reality show?
Yeah.
Right.
And like it's like the universe.
Right. And who's the Bachelor? The Doctor?
A random alien.
Oh, a random
Could be
alien.
the human.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That could be cool. Like intergalactic Bachelor.
Yeah. And he actually is the Bachelor because he's trying to free someone from it.
Anyway, and then we get another beautiful scene where he goes back to Amelia's house where she was waiting in the garden and she fell asleep. And he took her up to bed and put her to bed.
Yeah, and he scooped her up.
I know.
And it wasn't so elegant of a scoop up.
Well, Matt Smith is not really very elegant, but he's the Doctor and he's lovely.
Yeah. He looks like he's got really big feet.
Yeah, he probably does. You know what they say.
Because if you look, you always can tell when people have really long and skinny feet. Because the two edges of your shoe should not touch when you tie them up. And when you tie them up and they touch, that means you've got a narrow foot.
Ah. So he has long, narrow feet.
Yeah, and skinny jeans.
Yeah, he does look, he's got great legs.
Is he tall?
Average, I'd say, I don't know.
What's average?
What is average height for a man?
I think it's
5'10", 5'11"?
I think it's 5'8".
Oh. So we're both above average height.
I'm short.
No, you're not short, Ben. You're 6 foot. That's
short.
not short.
I'm short.
Anyhow.
I'm short.
What's your ideal height you would want to be?
6'7".
Ugh. Why?
6'7".
So you can touch ceilings and things.
I was in the something percentile for height for a long time.
At school?
Yeah. And then my mum's short gene just cut me off.
Oh, for God's sake.
My mum is short.
Yes.
My granddad was even shorter.
Yes.
My uncles are short.
But you're still above average height.
My nan is short.
You're still above average height. Therefore you are tall.
No.
Anywho. And yeah, so he puts Amelia to bed and we get this beautiful monologue from him where he's just telling her the story. Did you like that scene?
Yeah, he was very much like... It felt like a dad putting her daughters to bed.
Yeah.
His daughters to bed.
Yeah.
And saying, "You won't miss me when I wake up."
Mm.
He was the Doctor, her imaginary friend. He will one day cause her end. Oh my God, she remembers him and she's like, "Whoa, I remember you. You're late for my wedding, my imaginary friend. You're late for my wedding, my imaginary friend. I hope that you come real soon, 'cause you can kiss the bride." That's Rory's job. Do 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 do. You're late for my wedding. My mum's a slag. My dad can't even write because he has to be Danny DeVito's double in a movie.
Anyway, was that a nice little preview of your
If you
album
put
coming out?
their parents together, they would never make Amy, so she must be adopted, maybe.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. They don't look like they would make Amy.
Okay. Do my parents look like they would make me?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh.
You look like your parents.
Oh.
I don't know who you get your eyes from. Maybe your mum.
I don't know. Anywho. Yeah, as I was saying before you went off on your song.
Yeah, it's an amazing song.
Yeah, it was quite good actually. I think it's a lovely wrap up to the fairy tale vibe that this series has had, which is the direction Moffat went in for this series. Like, compared to Russell's very sort of realistic vibe.
Yeah.
Like, this series is the fairy tale series. And then it goes there with him telling Amelia the story about the TARDIS and everything. And then that becomes the something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue.
That was pretty good writing.
It's all four of those things. You just said it was pretty good writing, but when it came up in the episode, you rolled your eyes.
I did, because that's very American.
Well, don't we have that here?
Don't think so.
Do we not?
I think so.
Oh.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's American.
Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, that was cute. Predictable as ever. When the wedding reception showed up, you went, ugh, what an ugly colour scheme.
Yeah, it was really bad. Those balloons, ugh, no thanks.
Okay.
Gold balloons never look good.
Okay. Design tips from Ben.
This is from someone who used to work at Hobbycraft and literally used to have to do latex and foil balloons for pretty much a living. And I remember this woman saying, I want all these latex balloons. And I was like, and I looked at my co-worker and I said to him, this is for you. He was like, okay.
Why?
Because anything not to be on the shop floor, anything not to be...
But what's that got to do with what they look like?
I don't know, they just look crap.
Okay.
Like pearlescent balloons, ugh.
Okay, so gold shiny balloons are out.
No, all balloons.
All balloons are out.
All balloons are out.
Okay, straight up, straight down wedding dresses are out.
Yeah.
Rory's hair is in.
Rory's hair is in, and his ensemble at the wedding is quite good. Apart from the red that he's got here, let's cut that away.
Okay. No, he did look good as well, didn't he? He looked sharp.
Yeah.
It was a very traditional kind of wedding, like.
He looked better in the security outfit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do wonder though, if he's made out of plastic.
Yes.
And the clothes are fused to him.
I don't think they're fused to him.
Yes, they are.
Why?
He is one piece of plastic.
Who says?
The Nestine consciousness.
But you don't know that.
I do.
The Autons that were the shop window dummies were just plastic bodies dressed in normal clothes because they were shop window dummies.
They had to be a part of the shop.
Yeah, so why couldn't these Romans be plastic bodies with Roman clothes on?
I don't think so.
Well, I do. So yeah, she remembered. Her teardrop fell and hit the diary, and she brought the doctor back.
I rolled my eyes so hard. I'm surprised people in Australia didn't hear it.
Why did you roll your eyes?
Because that just for me just felt like rom-com-y and like...
What?
Oh, I remember you. One single tear.
What's that got to do with rom-com?
Because it's like this person going off to the flyer plane and they're like, one single tear is like,
oh,
I love you. I love you. I need to go to you.
Well, I didn't read it like that.
That's because you don't watch many man-coms.
But this wasn't about romantic. This was about her best friend. Like, I know she then said, you may kiss the bride. So what the fuck was that about on her wedding day? Mm. And then when she comes in and she goes, we haven't even had a snog in the shrubbery yet.
Yeah, I don't like this bit.
And she's like, it's my wedding. And Rory's like, our wedding.
Yeah. It's a bit like in Friends where Monica goes, it's my wedding, my engagement party. And then Chandler keeps saying to her, like, oh, it's our. And then in the end he goes, yes, I want it to be your wedding too.
Yeah.
It's to Monica.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. Okay, to Monica.
Very funny. It's a bit like how he becomes Mr. Pond, Rory Pond. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he actually does become Rory Pond. I think it's just a joke. But why? But you know,
no, he should. He
should. And actually, there's nothing funny about a man taking the woman's surname.
No. If you have a shit name like shit.
Well, his name's Williams. I'd rather be a Pond than a Williams. No offense to anyone called Williams. It's a perfectly fine name,
Stephen.
But Pond is a cool name.
Dig.
No, I'm not digging a pond.
Dig.
What I was saying was, there's nothing funny about a man taking the woman's surname, but this is 2010, and Stephen Moffat was going on the old-fashioned humour of, like, the henpecked husband and blah, blah, blah. Did you like the Doctor's dancing at the wedding?
No. Absolutely not. I suffer from secondhand embarrassment.
You do.
And it's like, oh, it made me cringe. Dancing makes me cringe. People cheering makes me cringe.
Yeah.
People cheering absolutely makes my tummy wobble.
So expressions of joy make you cringe, basically. Dancing and cheering.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. Dancing has always made me feel, ugh. And like,
Do people smiling and laughing make you cringe as well?
if it's fake, yeah. If someone smiles at me, I'm like, why the fuck are you smiling at me?
Well, I'm so sorry, but I think that's sad. What a sad little life, Jane.
Jane?
But don't you know that meme?
My name's Jane.
Come dine with me, I think it is. And then, yeah, River has her final little appearance.
Spoilers.
When he says to her, "Are you married, River?" She goes, "Are you asking?" And he says yes. And then she says yes. And then it's like, did he just accidentally propose to her? And did she just accept?
Yeah.
Or was she saying, yes, I am married?
I think she was toying with him.
I think she was toying with him, but it's fun. It is fun.
She's like, my name is River Song.
Mm.
And I'm a bad, bad bitch.
Yeah. And then you can just hear the pen of, or the keyboard of Stephen Moffat dropping in a teaser to keep people watching for the next series with, "You're going to find out very soon now." Like, next series.
And then she goes, "I'm sorry. I think he only
But that's when everything changes.
I think he only does 2 series.
What, Matt Smith, do you think?
I can see Peter Capaldi's version of the Doctor marrying her, not
Can you?
Matt Smith, yeah.
Because of the age appropriateness.
No, he can. Matt Smith can marry an older woman if he wants.
Yeah.
I just think, like, look-wise.
That him being so young as the Doctor does give River a real cougar vibe, doesn't it?
That's what I love about it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, she never knows which one she's going to see.
Yeah.
And so,
But I love how they're all the same to her. They're all the Doctor, and she loves the Doctor.
yeah. But if Rose came back,
Mm.
I think she would lose the Doctor.
I think it's only the 10th Doctor that is in love with Rose. I think once he regenerates, I think he lets it go. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you're wrong, maybe you're wrong, maybe you're wrong.
And then, yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, but when he says, "I think it's time to say goodbye," and then Amy goes to the door and like, "Goodbye," as they say goodbye to the world as they go off in the TARDIS.
Do you know what she should have done?
What?
She should have opened the door and said, "It's time
To
to
say
say goodbye. Goodbye."
Yeah, da, da, da. I love that song. La 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 la. Excuse me.
Don't let me cringe.
I do love that song.
Bit depressing.
It is a bit depressing.
I got told off by Mum once because I was listening to the song called "The Prayer" from Celine Dion and Alfie Bow, is it?
Mm.
And she was like, "Stop listening to depressive songs."
Well, sometimes it's cathartic. Anyway, so yeah, they say goodbye and off they fly in the TARDIS together. So the Ponds, as we'll now call them, are back for the next series. So this is the first time in what we've been watching that from one series to the next is not having a major cast change. All the Russell T Davies ones, either the Doctor or the Companion, changed.
Yeah.
I mean, technically you could say there's a major cast change because Arthur Darvill is now given, going forward, he's given billing in the opening titles.
Oh.
So he becomes a regular. So, The Big Bang, how many stars?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's in the middle. That's anywho. I'll give it 4.
Squibbly dibbly.
It's not quite as good as the first part. It's good. It's a different type of finale. All the Russell T Davies finales were very epic and almost like each series he was trying to outdo himself on the last series and make it more and more epic. And I think you can only go so far with that. So this one was a change of pace. And I don't mind it.
Bit of a letdown when it comes to this type of show. You want a massive explosion.
Well, you did. You got the TARDIS exploding.
You didn't see it explode. You just saw her in it, and then suddenly it was a ball in the sun of sky.
A ball of fire, yeah. Right. Now the series is over. It's time to choose your hottie of the series. Who are your, top?
I might go probably either Rory or the Silver Fox.
Alistair is his name. Who'd you choose then, Rory or Alistair?
Probably Rory.
So you're choosing Rory as your hottie of the series?
I think so.
Yeah.
Later series Rory.
Not the beginning. Oh, I liked him all the way through, actually. Now mine, I'm going to give you my top 3.
What a slut.
I am a slut, I know. My top 3 are Rory, then number 2 is...
Matt Smith.
No, Angel Bob. The Bob man from who...
Show me. You can't see his hair.
No, because he has a helmet on. But Bob is very attractive. But number 1 has got to be the Doctor in a towel in the lodger. I can't not have it be that.
Stephen's got sweet eyes, candy eyes. Stephen's got sweet eyes, candy eyes.
Yeah,
I should just make an album.
you should. We did do a listener's choice hottie of the series on Instagram. Guess who was in second place?
Rory's got to win, so it must have been...
It was not
Bob.
Rory.
Angel Bob must have won.
Angel Bob came third. Second place was Jeff, the man with the laptop in the first episode.
Oh, he was quite yummy.
How did you not mention him then?
Because that's a really not very good photo, Stephen.
That's the only one I've got.
It's the arms.
Yeah, he does have good arms and a nice face.
Yeah, that's a better photo.
Yeah. So, Jeff came second. Do you like him or Rory more?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to ponder on that. But the overall winner of Listener's Choice was the same as mine. It was Doctor in a Towel.
Ugh. You've all got two sweet eyes.
Yeah. It's a thirsty fandom.
Next series it'd be like,
I'll fit right in.
They'll be like, we want to see Peak Capaldi in a towel.
Oh no, sorry, Peter
Show us
Capaldi,
your-
but no.
I don't know.
Show us your what?
I was going to say hairy chest, but I don't think he has one.
I was wondering where that was going to go. Okay, so that's our hottie of the series done.
Yeah, it wasn't very great, this series, for it.
No, unfortunately not, because Russell was not in charge anymore, so he was not picking out the
The eye candy
eye
that he
candy.
wanted to work
Yeah,
with.
Stephen Moffat picked out a female eye candy, hence why he cast Karen Gillan. And
No, Karen
So-
Gillan's a very good actress.
no, she is. I'm joking. So I know you weren't a big fan of this series overall,
No.
but what were your highlights?
Rory being in my existence.
Yeah, you liked the Pandorica Opens.
Yeah, it was alright.
You liked Time of Angels. So you liked anything with River in it, basically.
Yes.
You like River.
River, I like the story progression for River. I want her to do her own series, and I want her to have this, like, really cool, badass bounty hunter type of series.
Mm.
Be really cool. Maybe she's a bounty hunter or something to do with the government, and she's got to escort the Doctor somewhere. And, like, in the end, she's supposed to kill him once he's fixed something. And then she doesn't. She falls in love with him and she lets him go. And that's why she goes into prison. It's because she failed her contract.
Oh. But then why would people be saying she's in prison because she killed a man?
Because she killed one of his companions.
Oh.
Or she killed his... They faked his death. And so she didn't really kill someone. She killed a memory of someone.
Well, we'll find out at some point. I have been told that her audio adventures on Big Finish are good, but I just don't get on with Big Finish, I'm sorry.
Big Finish.
I just find it clunky.
That sounds like a company for masseuses who do happy endings. Hello, you've reached Big Finish Massages. How can I help you?
I asked listeners for a few thoughts on Series 5.
Uh-huh.
Anto said, not the most amazing series, but a pretty solid start to Matt Smith's era as the Doctor. Harrison said, finale is shit, but the rest is so fun. Not the best, but not the worst. It's funny how, some people think the finale's shit. I think the finale is one of the best bits of it. Sarah says, my absolute favourite comfort series ever. I was only about 5 or 6 when it aired, and the whimsy and fairy tale aspect must have resonated with me. Matt is my Doctor.
Bring back Donna, babes. Bring back Tenny, babes.
Well, I have 2 things to say to that. One is you will get to see them together again at some point for the 60th.
A decade later.
Yeah. But the other thing to say to that is that Doctor Who is all about change, and it would not survive without being reinvented every so often.
Tell that to the old series.
Yeah.
When someone used to be the Doctor for 10 years.
No one has been the Doctor for 10 years.
Yes, the man with the scarf.
7 years, I think he was. That's the longest.
If you're rounding up, 7's closer to 10.
Yeah, but we're not rounding up. We're being specific. Stop trying to twist it so that you're right.
If you round up, you closer to 10.
I'll be honest, we all struggle sometimes when it changes. I probably struggled with this when it first came on, but you do adjust. So I also have one more message from Meg, who says, I think the thing for me with season 5 is that it's so hit and miss. The episodes I love, I adore, and the ones I don't are some of my lowest ranking of the whole show. I adore Amy and Rory, and I'm so glad that 11 became a Doctor I love, but it took a ridiculous amount of time. It was always going to be tough introducing a new showrunner, Doctor and companions in one go. And then in brackets, she says, at least it wasn't as bad as Chibs. But it nearly lost me at the time of airing, even as a devoted little autistic Whovian. I think I only love it as an adult, but I'm glad child me carried on with it because the characters are beyond worth it, and the good episodes are truly top tier. Some reassurance for Ben, though, is that season 6 is better.
Oh my God.
What?
You just spoke to a Whovian.
Yeah? What? Most of our listeners are Whovians.
What?
Whovians are Who fans, Doctor Who fans.
No, they're not.
What do you think a Whovian is?
A Whovian is a creature or a person out of Dr. Seuss's book.
No, they're Who's from Whoville. They're not Whovians.
They are Whovians.
They're Who's.
They're Whovians.
They're Who's.
No, they are we are humans.
They are not Whovians.
They're Humians.
Anyway, take from that
They're Whovians.
Take from that message that Meg says Series 6 is better. And take from what I said earlier that if you like River, you should like Series 6 because she's in it a lot. But it would be a little while before we get to Series 6. So next up for us, we're going to be watching the last series of Torchwood, which is called Miracle Day. What do you think that means?
Jesus is born again?
Maybe. I'd be interested to get into that. It's very different. It's a co-production between BBC and America. But I'm hoping you'll like it because you did like Children of Earth.
Was it the same type of concept that they did one episode a day?
No, it was 10 episodes and they did it over 10 weeks. And America, it aired first in America and then we got it several days later.
Oh.
How rude. But yeah, we'll get into that soon.
They did that with Glee.
Well, yeah, but that's an American show. That makes sense. Torchwood originated in this country, so we should have got it first, I think. Yeah. Anyway, should we do Patreon?
Okay.
Patreon, Patreon, Patreon shout-outs. Patreon, Patreon, Patreon shout-outs. Patrons, we're both incredibly grateful for all of our patrons and their support.
We are so grateful for you in our lives.
And our current list is... Do we have a voice to do for this one?
Oh, we could do the Pandorica.
I wish people could see you.
What?
It's just so your face is just so funny doing that.
Why?
Because you've got your cardigan up over your head and you're doing this with your hands and appearing through your hands.
Yes, I was opening.
I get it. It's funny. Louisa. You're not going to do that, are you?
Yes.
Philip.
Northerly.
There's 30 of these.
Good.
Jason. Tom. Louis. Michael. Verna. Heather. Benny. Caleb. Monica. Amber. Jess. Jay. Owen. Natalie. Imogen. Sarah. Aaron. Jake. Janie.
Oh, just Janie.
Elijah. Scott. Tony. Nat. Leah. Lewis. Lucy. There we are.
I did it at the Pandoricas.
You did 29, I think it was at that point. Sliding doors.
Yes, I did.
Yes, so if you would like to join that list, you'd be super welcome. You know how to do it. It's all listed in our show notes. But regardless of whether you support us on Patreon or not, we're really, really grateful for your continued listening, aren't we? Don't just nod, they can't hear that.
Oh, yes, we are very grateful.
And do message in and let us know how you're enjoying the podcast at the moment, because I know things have been a bit up and down. Like, it might have been a bit tough getting through Series 5, listening to Ben being so negative about it.
It was awful.
But We move and we groove. We will see how Torchwood goes down. We have a live stream to look forward to, the Rose thing, for our episode 100. Super excited about that. We'll be back very soon for Torchwood Series 4. But until that time,
Stay cool, stay safe, stay fantastic.